Yes, people, what is going on? Welcome to McLaren Fan TV, MFTV, where normal service has resumed. I'm joined with my co-host, Mahad from the Pit Stop Fracker. What is going on?
Life is good, guys. Fastest car on the grid, winning by comfortable margins. We can just enjoy. Our drivers just racing each other. It doesn't really matter. This is what it's all about. This is the goal. We've already we're reaching the goal. This is what our target was.
Yeah. We wanted our drivers to race each other for race wins. That's exactly what we got. Not like before where it was for a P4. This time around is actually for a race win. And we didn't have any collision. Both drivers finished the race and we got a 1-2 in Austria. What was your headline from the Austrian Grand Prix?
We're really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Like just car performance wise, we're on another level.
Factual.
Obviously, we saw it in Miami, and we took a step back in Canada. We were a bit worried. We thought, oh, is the TD hit us?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Is it finally coming to hurt us?
And then they brought a couple upgrades to Austria.
And
back on track, guys. We're still on our streak where upgrades work. We're on a crazy streak right now. From 2023 to now.
Crazy run. I think my headline officially over for Max Verstappen. Like the McLaren was exactly so like for him to have a DNF at Red Bull's home Grand Prix, that was big. And the reason I would use that is because it does mean something for us McLaren fans anyway. So at least you can sort of say to one extent, that's one of them out of the way. And like you know what, the title "Normal Service Resumes" is perfect for this as well. It's perfect because 1-2s. Do you know what I mean? We're 1-2 again. Where it was quite an interesting performance from both. Before we get into the nitty gritty, and very quickly, because we've got quite a lot to get through today, obviously Austrian Grand Prix, Mahad and myself were at the McLaren Racing Live in London, Trafalgar Square, epic scenes, and we should be there tomorrow. So just keep yourself poised on that one. And of course, the British Grand Prix, Silverstone, this Saturday, Sunday. Mahad's going to be there as well. So there's a lot to chop. So before we do that, let me get into the comment section. Shout out to everybody that's joined us on a Wednesday. I know it's random Wednesday and it's 8 p.m. as well. What's going on? But things just a lot of things had to change and move around. The Oracle says that was a fun weekend, wasn't it? It was indeed. Think we should do that more often. We should just go on poll and then have a little 1-2 battle.
This is how it should be. It's
exactly how it should be. Z says hello. The Oracle goes on to say half a second in quali around Austria. Are you mad? I know.
Think about that. That lap is like 60 seconds, man.
It is, yeah. And yet you're doing that. Half a second is mad. Half a second is absolutely mad. Federico Trigo, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Says hi, everyone. No points for Red Bull at the Red Bull ring. They stink. We love all of that. Comment on Luca Di Montezello joining McLaren. Yes, this did pick up a lot of news, didn't it? Because Ron Dennis, I'm sure, isn't too happy with that one.
Ron Dennis's beloved car business. His road car business. To be fair, I think. Obviously, we saw end of last year. Not end of last year. When was it? Or the year before? We saw the Abu Dhabi group, whatever it was. The investment group buy the road car team, the road car division off the Bahrainis. So they're doing their own operation. And they had to get somebody that's experienced in selling motor cars, man.
That knows this.
Selling luxury cars. And one thing this guy does, he knows how to sell a Ferrari. So if you can get those road cars off the shelf, I know this move hasn't got really anything to do with the racing team, but you've got to bring in expertise. It just shows that they're bringing in expertise and they're doing what they need to do.
This is it. My thoughts are basically, you know what? Like, if he's clearly got the experience, he's dealing with, not the Formula One side, as you mentioned, and there's nothing wrong with him being on site, trying something, trying a ting. Yeah, man, I'm up for it, man. I'm glad to see it happen. In all honesty, Honcho says Verstappen to Mercedes heating up. He ain't messing about with his future. He's for sure back next season. Toto told him about the Merc engine, and bro said, "See you there." What is your thoughts on the whole?
Oh, this is good news.
The madness. This because you called this. You called George not being around. Let's put it that way.
I said, look, if this guy got a contract. How are you a top driver? You got a contract for 2026. New regs. You know, we've got a contract.
Yeah.
I just think this is a good indicator for me that Verstappen's can't understand that the Mercedes engine is cold. It's serious. And if the Mercedes engine is serious, we're serious.
Yeah, that works for us. It works.
So as a McLaren fan, and you're observing this move, if Verstappen actually does go to Mercedes for 2026, this bodes well for us. It doesn't bode well slyly though, because if he's in the same engine car as us,
yeah,
we got to race this guy.
We've got a problem. We've got a problem.
He's not going to be behind us, tell you that.
No, probably not. And Cameron Peters, what's going on? Lando's special suspension will lead to hilarious slander. They had to make the rocket ship more drivable for the World Drivers' Championship. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that one?
It's all nonsense, man. You got to pack these haters in, man. This is just nonsense.
You got to. Oracle says Ferrari employees seem to love being at McLaren instead. How are you making people prefer to live in Woking over Italy? That's crazy.
I don't know, man. We must have crazy pull.
Yeah, clearly.
We've got more pull than Newcastle.
Them ones. Exactly. No, exactly. I mean, look, Mahad, it was quite an interesting weekend off the heels of what took place in Canada. But let's start things off with Mr. Oscar Piastri on the weekend. P3 in qualifying. Qualifying was such a bit of a letdown towards the end, obviously, with what happened with Gasly. But then, straight away overtook Charles Leclerc at the start, battled Lando for the first stint at least, and claimed P2. What was your thoughts on his performance?
I think he did a really good weekend. I think he maximized it for himself. Like, he obviously didn't have the ultimate pace in qualifying to probably get pole, but he definitely had the pace for the front row. And obviously sometimes bad luck. This is what happens, man. We talk about Baku, yellow flags for Lando when he gets knocked out in Q1. You got this one here. Obviously people are going to say, oh yeah, he should have just done it in the first run. He should have put a good lap in for the first run. That don't matter, man. When you got bad luck like that with Gasly, he was at least putting on the front row. At least. He was at least out qualifying Charles Leclerc. And at the beginning of the race, man dealt with the situation immediately. This guy had like a bit of help from Lando backing up Charles, but like still serious. Just like let me get this done.
There's one mission, and he succeeded in that mission straight away. I think I think he saw proper red mist at the end. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because apparently his team radio was quite fluent, let's say language-wise, after the quali.
The most Australian you'll ever hear. Go watch listen to the radio after qualifying. He livid.
He was fuming. There was also a radio after the race, which we'll get into, or at least during the race anyway. But yeah, the one after qualifying was unreal. Like, it was quite stark. But yeah, so, look, I do think him dealing with Charles Leclerc straight away, I think was brilliant. What impressed me most was the fact that of how long he was on Lando Norris.
Yeah.
Like he was on him. He was in his engine, mate, for a good however many laps, 10, 20 laps. And so that was very impressive, because sometimes I'm used to Lando being on pole. If he's on pole, he's leading the race, he's gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas on this occasion, maybe because of the short track, I don't know, but
short track, a lot of DRS zones as well.
Yeah, exactly. So Oscar could be there or thereabout. And then there came a point where it was like, look, this ain't gonna work, especially after that massive lockup when he went close. And then I think he was sort of got a little bit of a telling off of like, all right, guys, let's Oscar, let's keep it within the line. It seemed like after that incident, we didn't really get much battling after that. What was your take on the race performance with that stuff?
I think it was nice, clean racing. I think if that wasn't Lando and it wasn't his teammate and it was somebody else, he would have been far more aggressive with the moves. But he understands the context that he's in terms of the team that he's in and the kind of papaya rules and how he's got to race, and he's got to race clean. And within that context, he had to be a little bit more measured in the way he drove.
Yeah.
So yeah, he took advantage of Lando's mistake when he went off the track. I think on the last 2 corners, and then he nearly got him, but he didn't. He should have gone for the move in turn 1 rather than waiting, because Lando got a really, really good exit at turn 1. And then there was the one where Lando went wide at turn 1, hit the sausage curb a little bit, and then Oscar actually overtook him, but quite smartly, like, Lando kind of read the situation. Let me cut back. Yeah. I think Oscar wasn't being so aggressive, because he could have just closed that door immediately and been super aggressive, but then that would have breached any type of racing rules that these guys have got. So it's more entertaining on the eye, right? Where somebody's not trying to kill the other person. Right?
Know, right?
Just letting you guys know that you can race like this amongst teammates without trying to punt him off the track. So yeah, I think Oscar, one thing that really impressed me was his pace. He was quite good. Maybe not on the hard tire, but on the medium tire, it was as quick as Lando. So that's really impressive. And on another day, he could have easily won that race. So for him, look, first and seconds, that's all he needs to win the title, man. Anything that's below those points, then it would be a disappointment. But for that, you'll take them points away and just keep pushing to the next race. But he provided us a lot of entertainment. Lockup was a bit hairy, but I think that was a bit of panic mode, because he realized, look, we're boxing now. He knew what lap we were on. It was like, okay, we're boxing now. So if I want to get priority in the pits, which is probably going to guarantee me the win, I need to get ahead now. Didn't really work out. And then obviously Lando sat at the garage box straight away. And then from there, I think Thomas Stallard gave him the choice of boxing the lap after and being 1.5 behind, or staying out and trying to get an offset. And being like 4 seconds behind. I think that was the wrong choice. And one thing I will say is that I don't think you should give the driver a choice. I think that's the pit wall. He needs to decide for his driver. Okay, we're gonna. This is our best chance of winning the race. Maybe we should box now instead of giving him the choice in the car.
I see what you're saying. I do agree with you there, because obviously from the pit wall, you've got a better eye on the situation. You're seeing everything from a more bird's eye view. The only thing is, obviously, the reason why he was probably given the option of 4 seconds was because of the fact that, do you want to land in the dirty air on the 1.5? Like, how bad will the dirty air be? How much will it affect the front tires? It becomes difficult, but I think this is exactly what you're paid to do. You're paid as an engineer to analyze the situation and know what is worse. And if you go for whatever's the better option of the two, fair enough. You think that the 1.5 would have been better. I was intrigued to see that 4 seconds. I thought, this could be interesting. Let's see what happens if he does gain more on the 4 seconds.
I thought Lando was quite quick on the hards. So even if he had a tire offset, it didn't really matter. Yeah. When they were on medium, they looked like they were equal speed, and probably Oscar was quicker. But I just don't think. And then he got put into traffic. It wasn't I'm speaking like a Monday quarterback, innit? I'm saying should have done this, should have done that. And obviously I don't know more than Tom Stallard.
Absolutely.
But within those moments, I think this is a very delicate balance at the moment, guys, because McLaren are obsessed with parity. There needs to be equal car, equal strategy, everything like that, right? So they don't really want to diverge the strategy too much, right? Because let's say, for example, Oscar does a 2-stop and then Lando does a 1-stop. They'll be like, and then the 1-stop wins. They'll be like, oh, how comes you only gave Lando the 1-stop strategy? You gave him the better strategy. That's favoring, or vice versa, right? So they always have to if they're close to each other, their strategy is going to mirror, man. You might ask for a divergence, but then a divergence after the fact will always be seen as strategy teams favored one over the other.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. You know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And you know, McLaren went with what they thought makes sense and fair. You know, they tried something. But yeah, the whole, even like what Z's saying here, you know, Colapinto, I was livid. Federico said, did you hear the team radio? The team radio on Alpine was sensational scenes. Did you listen to it?
Yeah, I just don't know what Colapinto was doing. Because it was getting tasty at the end. The final stint, obviously, you boxed them one lap apart. You put them back on equal parity, equal strategy. Oscar's gaining because I thought he was quicker on the mediums. And, like, what are you doing, Colapinto? I don't know if you saw him or didn't see him. Obviously, he must have saw blue flags. The blue flag was Sonoda. So you clearly know someone's trying to lap you.
Yeah.
The corners previous. So if I swear to you, if it happened, my head would have been on the moon, man.
Yeah, it would have just been diabolical. It would have been a diabolical.
It would have gave me flashbacks of Montoya and Verstappen.
Montoya, yeah. Oh my god. Reincarnation says Horner's comments on Oscar keeping up with Lando was hilarious. What did he say? I didn't hear this.
He was making love to his gearbox.
Making love to his gearbox.
Rear of his car, something like that.
Yeah, brilliant.
Like some next sexual innuendo.
Innuendo, yeah. Flip. Oh well, there you go. I mean, look, Oscar did well. I think, you know, all things considered, he was unlucky in qualifying. He made the most of what he tried to do in the race. Collected the P2, comfortably collected the P2. I think it's safe to say. What do we think about Lando Norris, our pole sitter, our race winner, after what happened in Canada? You know what I'm saying? He came back, and this is how you respond.
Well, we've said this before. I think people have a misconception of Lando that he goes into periods of slump. When in reality he doesn't. Anytime something bad happens, the very next race, or sometimes even the very next session, he does a madness.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. He does, doesn't he? He does.
So, but my issue with it is he needs to string results together, and it's not like back in the day where we're just stringing podiums together and stuff like that. He needs to learn how to string 3, 4 wins in a row, 4 poles in a row, stuff like that. That's where, when people talk about consistency, it's about that now, because stringing results together that are like top 5s and podiums is not enough. You need to do poles and wins.
You've got to clean up.
But we already knew that after Canada, this guy's of course he's gonna do it. He's gonna do something.
And he likes Austria.
He put himself in a bad situation championship-wise, and I still think he's in a little bit of a bad situation championship-wise. But in terms of thinking he's not gonna win a race, look what he did.
No, exactly.
Look what he did in qualifying.
He absolutely smashed it in qualifying. He smashed it. Even if Oscar got his actual go, I don't think he would have been on pole.
I don't think Oscar thought that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He even said, didn't he? Like, he was bloody hard.
He was just thinking front row.
At the very least.
Yeah.
He's thinking front row, mate. That'll do.
But I think look, he topped. Obviously, he missed FP1 because Dunn was in there, and Dunn did a fantastic job. Alex Dunn in the car, replacing Lando.
Yeah.
And then Lando jumped in FP2, FP3, top.
Sliced it up, mate.
Q1 top, Q2 top. Apparently, his Q2 time would have been on the front row.
Is that right? Race. Is that right?
That's how fast he was going in quality.
How good it was, and
is this a sign? I don't know. Let me ask you: is this a sign that this front suspension has helped him out in qualifying now?
I have to wait and see. I think that we need a bit more data with that, because obviously, it's come together and he's been very good. Remember, Austria, he was good in Austria anyway. You know, he was good when the car wasn't all that, and he still managed to either nick a podium or he still performed pretty good. So it's too early for me to tell. But listen, man, quality is being put in the right place, which is what we expected, which what we wanted all this time. So, I don't, whether or not that is the reason, I don't know. I think we've seen Lando do good Q1, Q2. Do you get what I mean? It's so we weren't talking suspension then.
But Q3, he was that's what I'm saying. But Q3 this time, he executed twice.
Yeah. Oh,
he put 2 tenths on his own time.
Delivered.
And if I asked him to do that in Canada, he didn't. So the only way we can see if he can actually do this on a consistent basis is if he does it in Silverstone, if he does it in Hungary, if he does it in Spa. Yeah.
Agreed. No, agreed. We have to wait and see with that. See.
What surprised you about him?
What surprised
you about Lando?
I don't think I was surprised. I expected him to do well in Austria. I predicted him to be on pole and to win the race. I just thought, he's had a bad weekend in Canada. It's not the end of the world for him in that sense. He was always going to bounce back. I weren't surprised with him. He was good. I think what I was just more so surprised about was the lack of competition, if anything. Say from Oscar or from another driver.
You're surprised that we were up the road like that.
Yeah. I'm surprised we were up.
Because I feel like in Canada we're a bit nowhere.
Yeah, Canada seemed to be. Yeah, you're right. Canada seemed to be like, we're not quite there. We're not quite there. Let me get some of these comments in. People have been chatting. Austria was Lando's 12th pole in his in his first 6 poles. He had a 2.6 conversion rate. In his last 6, he's had a 4.6 conversion rate, with the last 4 being converted, poles being converted. His execution form from pole has vastly improved. That's phenomenal. That's good stuff there from Lando.
4 in a row, man. AD win.
Yeah.
Australia win. Monaco win. Austria win. So right now he's on the vibes of, if I'm on pole, winning this race.
It's mine. Yeah. And that's what we expect from him to be, because he's shown it now. He's shown it now. This isn't
great race start.
Fantastic race start. He got away quick. Shout out to Zach. It was the steadiest Lando's racecraft has looked in a very long time. His pace has always been there, even when he struggled. We might be on the precipice of a hot streak. Do we think that? Because that's what we need from him if he wants to challenge this title. I don't know if we're there. And Silverstone will be interesting to see, because Silverstone, he is good there. If he dominates Silverstone, then there's a conversation to be had. But are we there?
He needs to string it together, man.
Yeah. We need that consistency. Zach's saying, look, we might be at the beginning of one.
Yeah, and we're always at the prefaces of it, like we're nearly there, but he needs to win the next race, then the next race. He needs to kind of show that levels of dominance, because that is the only way you're going to win a title.
Yeah.
You need to streak. If we go into the summer break now and he's won 4 races on the bounce up into the summer break,
yeah,
then you got to pay attention.
Game on. Yeah,
you got to pay attention to the guy.
You do.
So, but the thing is, in his career, he hasn't done that.
We haven't seen it. No, we haven't seen that yet.
He's won a race there. He's won a race over there.
Yeah.
It needs to be 4 poles in a row, 3 wins in a row, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what we need to see.
If I go look back at every person that's been a champion, they've had that period of time where they do that.
Oscar did it.
This season, he's not been able to do it. Even Oscar's done it. He's won 3 in a row. You kind of have to. It's like really, really about stringing these results together. So, and if we talk about the racecraft itself, was you surprised at how he defended against Oscar and how he managed it? If we do like last year, Austria against Max, to this year, do you think things have changed? Do you think he's improved?
Yeah, he has improved. I think. Was I surprised at how good he defended? I'm not too sure, because I do think over the 2 drivers, I still think Lando's is it better? I don't know what the word is, but I feel like Lando is still the better driver of the 2. So when he's in front, like I've not seen Lando lose the lead to Oscar unless that's happened. Has he lost the lead? I don't think so.
Obviously, he lost the lead in Hungary, right? Because he lost it in the first corner,
year. Right? Yeah.
But we've yet to see Piastri chase him down like the last stint and overtake him for a win, or overtake him or something like that. It could have happened in Australia, but obviously team orders. But like we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
We'll have to see.
I think when people were talking about, oh yeah, Lando was smart and like I remember Lando defending against Hamilton in Austria.
Yeah,
he was good. He eventually got overtaken because obviously it was a rocket ship. But he was very, very, very good. But obviously, I told you this already, guys. Yeah, when he's near Max Verstappen, CTE, man, pure CTE.
That's the thing. Isn't
he don't know how to race that guy. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest conversation. And obviously, people's perception of Lando is going to be that he doesn't know how to race this guy. Yeah. And then obviously added on when he had that Bahrain shocking race because he wasn't racing Russell correctly and he wasn't racing Leclerc correctly.
No, he wasn't, was he?
So it didn't do any good for his reputation. But if we look at his career overall, the guy knows how to race people. The only person I'm not seeing know how to race properly is Max.
That's the one.
And that's because Max pushes it over the limit. And maybe Oscar didn't push it over the limit. Oscar knows the rules within the team that you can't drive like that. But I guarantee if Oscar was racing somebody else on another team, he would have
gone. Yeah, I agree. He would have gone all out, all in for sure.
Yeah.
Reincarnation says, I was hoping to see more pace in the race from Lando. This was supposed to be Lando's best circuit, and it looked like Oscar had more pace than Lando, especially at the end. Ooh.
I say in the mediums, but obviously we have to take into account. I thought Oscar was quicker than him on the medium, even if it was slightly. You have to take into account that there's 3 DRS zones, man. You're literally going 6/10 quicker than the other guy, just straight off DRS and slipstreams.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to break that DRS with a guy that's in the same car as you.
Bro, how can you, if you're Ferrari, you finished P3, P4, and they said that you were in no man's land. You know what I'm saying? Someone's on the podium where there was no race for them, no race for Leclerc, no race for Hamilton. That tells you exactly where McLaren were and what they were doing. Yeah. And as you say, maybe that DRS is gaining is you say 6/10.
Imagine you're just chilling in DRS, 3 DRS zones. I think this lap is the most DRS you can have over a lap.
3,
Oscar's chilling. Oscar don't even need to use battery like that. He's chilling. Lando's defending for his life for 20 laps.
Lando was defending for his life.
So the guy that's in DRS for 20 laps is always going to look quicker than the other guy. I didn't pay attention to that. I only care about when they were clean open air in the second stint and the first stint, who looked quicker. Lando looked quicker on the hards. Oscar looked quicker than on the mediums at the end.
Yeah.
That's how I'm determining it. The beginning bit, I don't know how Lando checks out on this track. There's no way. If it was another track where there's only 1 DRS, all he needs to do is be quick around the other bits where it ain't DRS. He can break that 1 second.
Different conversation.
But not in Austria. The lap's too quick.
Yeah, the lap's fast, man. God, you could do it in a minute. Shout out to RC who says, yo, hope you're doing good, man. He says, as a Ferrari man, congratulations. Did you see McLaren Silverstone livery? We did. We saw it live in the flesh today. We'll talk about that very shortly. I do want to get onto that because we have talked about the Austrian Grand Prix, I think, more than enough. Zach says, people don't understand Lando because he doesn't thrive on blind competitive arrogance. He's a logical guy and will admit his faults. But in a sport like this, that is interpreted as a mental weakness. Yeah, people don't get Lando. They don't get it. They don't
understand him. Yeah,
they don't understand him. They definitely don't.
He's very, very different to all the other drivers. Very.
He certainly is. No, he certainly is. Norris finally takes 1-2 win. He's been on the back end so many times.
He's been the 2 so many times.
He has been the 2. I think Lando ran the same suspension in Canada, so to your suspension point.
Yeah, before. That's why I'm thinking because really? In Q3 Canada, but then he didn't blame this. He didn't blame the suspension. He said it was my mistakes.
That's the thing.
We'll have to see in Silverstone.
Lando Norris to win the win in Silverstone. We've got to have the British driver, British team, British Grand Prix, Lando Corner, whatever the thing's called. He's got his own stand and everything.
Lando stand.
Lando stand. So yeah, there's a whole lot of that going on. Let me just see anybody else who's been obviously commenting in the comment section, because we do need to move things on. RC says, what's your thoughts about Max Verstappen possibly going to Mercedes? If he does, will he be a threat? We discussed this earlier, so go earlier in the stream. And the answer is yes. If he joins Mercedes, something's going on. Let's put it that way. Reincarnation says, I'm with you guys. I want to see Lando string a few races, a few wins in a row. 100%. That's the only way he's going to win this title from here. He has to go ahead and do what Oscar did when Oscar had a blunder at Australia. He went and put points on the board, solid points as well.
That's that. Right now, if he doesn't do that, then Oscar will be the favorite for the championship. 100%.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. There's a couple. Shout out to Moon Rider. Shout out to you. Max is his weakness. Yep, talking about Lando. Max is Lando's kryptonite. It's hilarious, says Reincarnation. Sophia, what's going on? Hope you're good. Wow, can't believe I'm finally catching you guys on a live. I think Lando is stronger and as defending than attacking. Lando's stronger at defending than attacking. What's your thoughts on that?
100%. I agree.
Yeah, much better at defending.
Attacking is too tentative sometimes. He takes a bit too long.
Sophia goes on to say that these battles are not good for our heart, but will make our drivers even better. I can't lie, I wasn't nervous at all, and I don't know why. If it was because it was Austria, I don't know what it was, but
I got nervous at the end, man.
Did you?
Them lap cars were pissing me off, man.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That nonsense.
And then obviously these lot were still racing each other at the same time, and I was like,
I'm seeing Alonso and Bortoletto challenge, fighting each other. I'm seeing friggin' Colapinto and whatnot. I'm thinking, guys, get stuffed, get out of here.
Our drivers are driving full pace with back markers all over the gaff. That's why I was worried.
Yeah. Before we get to the TSJ Awesome's comment, Sophia says in an article from F1 Monday Morning Debrief, they stated that Lando still had the stronger race pace, but sometimes wasn't enough against DRS and battery. Interesting stuff. Good to know. TSJ Awesome asks, how was the event today, guys? I wasn't able to be there, but my sister was. And also Sophia says, I've just come from the McLaren live event, and Lando said they are bringing it home. We move in silence, Lando. What were your thoughts on the event, on the McLaren live racing event?
I thought it was amazing, guys. McLaren have done the fans a really, really good event. They took over London. If you are near London, I suggest you go visit. It was really organized. Everybody there was a McLaren fan. It was safe. Everybody was there. I saw Lando. I saw Oscar. I saw Zach Brown.
Yeah.
I saw all the junior drivers.
Yes, we did. Got to see
every
them all.
Single one.
Yeah.
And Ugo is very, very tall.
Yeah, he is.
right next to Alex Dunn, who is very short, which is crazy contrast. Check out Twitter account. You see the picture. On the way there, I saw Ella Lloyd coming out of a hotel. She had bare fans just swamped her already, so she's famous already. But yeah, it was an amazing event. There were so many people. There was good vibes. They had all the classics cars there as well. So had they revealed delivery. We're gonna have to speak about delivery, innit?
They did.
You was there a little bit longer than me. Tell me what you thought, David.
Mate, I thought it was mental. I got there around say midday, 12:30ish, and it was rammed in there. And I was like, wait a minute, have I got this right? So shout out to Allwin. They did some stuff with us, so we did a bit of content, so watch out for that from the Allwin pages on their social media. It was really, really good stuff. The only thing I will reveal is that I had to put on a racing suit, guys. That thing is not easy. Let me tell you right now.
Racing suits are not for casuals.
They're not for casuals at all. They're not for tall people, and they're not for wide people. Let's put it that way. But yeah, so you had that going on. There was different little exhibitions going on. You had the sim racing going on. You had the pit stop crew. Well, not our pit stop crew, but there was a bunch of people that got to try out the pit stops. The queues were quite big. You got to take a picture with the Constructors' Championship trophy of last season. That was really, really cool. But yeah, we saw Lando. We saw Oscar. Zach Brown was there. Earlier on, I saw Andrea Stella, and he was talking big. He said there's more upgrades coming, guys, which is just... Martin Brundle was there. Martin Brundle was there as well, talking to and interviewing Andrea Stella, and Martin was even
exclusive for you guys.
Exclusive, bro. More upgrades are coming, and Reincarnation has also revealed that yes, McLaren are now sponsored by Sonic. That was the kind of like a reveal as well there. So we got the livery, we got the Sonic. Let's actually. I've got the livery on a page, so I can share the screen 2 seconds. Because I want to get your teas, people. What do we think of this? Beauty. Are we liking it? Are we a fan? There's more chrome than there was last year. There is more chrome than there was last year. You guys let me know. What do you think?
Someone did a comparison 2023 to 2024 to 2025.
Oh yeah, and how was you could tell it was way more, isn't it? Way more chrome this time.
Yeah, this is only spots of papaya now.
Yeah, it's actually just spots. I think there's even more pictures. I'll click over. Oh, that looks sensational. When you look at that, looks
fantastic.
That looks sensational. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it just fits, doesn't it? It just fits. It looks lovely. It looks lovely. They had, at the event they had the 2008 McLaren, of course, the chrome one. Again, we've got more chrome here
with the groove tires.
We were looking at they had the the Indy car, they had the Le Mans car, they had the Formula E car, they had Senna's car. It was really cool. Like the event is on tomorrow, so make sure you do go down there if you're in town.
We'll be there.
We will be there again. Yes, because Mika Hakkinen should be around 3 o'clock or 10 to 3 or something like that. He should be arriving for his moment. And we're going to be around there. We're going to be doing some Q&A with you people. So if you guys can come down, that will be brilliant. We'll be interviewing and just getting people's thoughts on the event, on McLaren, on the season, everything like that. So yeah,
and if you're there, Silverstone, I'll be there as well, doing Q&As, making content. So shouts, just come to me, message us on the Twitter account or Insta, and we'll do a meetup.
Absolutely. But the event was brilliant, and it's just like 2 things that blew my mind, like how big McLaren is as a team in Formula One. So like, obviously, Ferrari's huge, but like McLaren has arrived, and the marketing side of things, like to get an event going on the week of the British Grand Prix, obviously well timed, and I know Aston Martin are doing things, and I think Williams are doing things as well, but to get it in Trafalgar Square, I mean, tourists going in left, right, and center who had no idea what Formula One is were there. They're walking past saying like, "Oh, what's this? What's going on?" And it's like, you're explaining to them, "Oh, this is McLaren, Piastri and Norris and the crew." It is a cash cow, and every like vendor, or like not even food vendors, but like all like the drinks vendors, different sponsors from McLaren, they were all there. So there was like a Jack Daniel's stand. There's all different kinds of bits and bobs. Allwyn, obviously, like they did the simulator stuff. They did a lot of that kind of thing. It was really, really really cool, really, really good. The livery looks sensational. The cars are so big though, bloody hell, it's huge.
If you compare it to the 1980s cars, the Indy car, because they had Pato O'Ward's car there, and compare it to the 2008 McLaren Hamilton's car. These men are driving boats. I don't even know how they're doing overtakes. These are boats.
Yeah, it's more impressive. It's way more impressive now to see them overtake. Shout out to you, Z. The Lego car was there too. It was in full effect.
Oh yeah, Lego car. Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy to see in person as well. So that was kind of awesome as well. But yeah, it was definitely a troll who decided that Ella had to come after Ugo. I know, that was jokes. That was actually hilarious. It was pretty good though. But yeah, it was fantastic. As a McLaren fan, the McLaren 2023 Silverstone is better. It stands out. It does stand out. Do you know what though? Because the black on this year's car makes you couldn't, just me speaking, the car was on stage.
It wasn't chrome, was it? The 2023 one.
I thought 23 was chrome.
Not 2023 Silverstone. Yeah, 2023 Silverstone was triple crown, no? Correct me, guys.
Was that not Monaco? I thought that was Monaco.
No, I'm gonna double check.
Because I thought that was the beginning. I thought that was the
double check.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was chrome.
Because it's because I remember Oscar like.
Oh no, this one looks way better than this one. That one.
What, you reckon this year's one looks way better? It'll be good to see on track.
2023.
When we see it on track, we'll see.
I'll take some pictures on track, and then guys, I'll post them.
Make sure you do. Make sure you do. Alex says the chrome is slowly eating the papaya. We won't mind that. We won't mind that.
Somebody messaged us and said 2027 they're gonna have the whole car chrome by 2027. They're doing it little bit by little bit.
Oh, I'll be here for that, mate. I'll be here for that. Zach says the MasterCard logo goes hard on the chrome on the side pod. Best 100%. Chrome version we've had since the original. Yeah. Huncho says Zach Brown on the possibility of Max Verstappen joining Mercedes. That's a bit scary. Max in a Mercedes. That's pretty serious competition.
So Zach's acknowledging it. He probably knows.
He probably knows something.
Zach made an inquiry about Max already.
To be fair. That's quite, you're right. Shout out to Haley Wilson. What's going on? I hope you're good and well. Watching the live from the airport at 5:30. Definitely the best way to start my trip to the UK for the F1. Oh, we love
enjoy Silverstone, Haley.
We love that. Make sure you enjoy it. Honestly, it's sensational scenes. Safe flight as well, by the way. Amon says if the papaya was metallic, would slap even harder.
They're not gonna get rid of the papaya, man.
No, but like if it was metallic as opposed to matte, I guess it's like a more matte color.
That's actually a good idea.
It's not bad, isn't it?
We're fast enough, so we don't need the weight saving. I don't know why we're doing this.
We're fast enough. RC says, since you guys are McLaren fans, do you think the car at this point of the season is better than the car at this point last year?
This is the best car. This is one of the best cars in McLaren history. 2024 car is not talking to this car.
It's not. It's actually not. I think this car is frightening. But then again, is it because Red Bull's not great? Are we if we had 2024 Red Bull in this season, how much closer is the championship?
They're not near us. I don't think we're intergalactic, bro.
Intergalactic. Oh, I love that. Shout out to Steph. Says we have a Ferrari Lego card on display in Prague. Going to see it next week. Yes, take some pics. Send it to the group. Send it to the chat. We'll have to wait and see. Sonic and McLaren car for Vegas will go hard. Do you know what? I've not even gone that far yet.
Sonic livery.
Oh my days! I've not even gone that far yet with it. But my goodness, that's gonna be the one. But yeah, I think you and Mahad are waiting for this for sure.
Man.
The more I see, the more like these liveries have come out. I've come to realize that actually that West livery is gonna come. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. So yeah, it's gonna take a while till that comes out. But yeah, let's see. Would it be closer with 2024 Red Bull? Well, I guess we'll never know.
I don't care. I ain't looking behind me.
I don't
say that. Yeah. What's Zach Brown saying in the F1 movie? Yeah, we're not looking behind now.
We're not looking behind. No, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We're not looking for these guys.
Exactly. Silverstone. Let's get a quick preview. Oh, actually, we haven't done ratings. What am I doing? I've had a stinker. Ratings for the Austrian Grand Prix. What are your thoughts on the pit crew? We put some quick ones.
We did some quick ones, and then we did some smelly ones. So, like, sometimes very good, sometimes very shit. So we had 2 3-second ones.
Yeah.
Over 3 seconds. Yeah. And we had the fastest pit stop of the race for Oscar. And then a very, very fast pit stop for Norris as well. So how would you judge it, guys? There's 2 bad pit stops, 2 good pit stops. Like, and one of them was the best pit stop of the race.
I'd say 7. I would say a 7.5. 7.5. It didn't ruin our race.
And there wasn't any consequence.
Yeah, it didn't. You know what I mean?
The slow ones.
We also had the fastest pit stop of the weekend overall. I'll go 7.5.
Yeah, I'll give him 7.5.
The Oracle says 8.
We're not losing positions. We're not. You know what I mean? And then at the second round of pit stops, they absolutely cooked.
Yeah, they did.
So it's there, but obviously pit crew, like, we've got new people in there. There's some injuries and stuff. People are, which is like last year and the year before, the team slowly gets into it. By summer break, this team will be humming. This pit crew
on fire. It's hot out there, guys. By the way, it's hot out there. It looked like it cooked in Austria as well. It looked like it cooked. RC says pit crew 8.5. Shout out to you. McLaren Serbia. What's going on?
Disrespect that trophy, man.
Sonic Trophy, the ugliest trophy in F1 history.
That's an elite trophy.
It was won by Senna 93 European Grand Prix. Where was that? Donington Park? Where were they?
I don't know, but that was a cold quality trophy. What were we doing here? When I was a kid, I thought that was the greatest trophy of all time.
I love that trophy. Says Reincarnation. But by the way, RC also said that since it's raining at Silverstone, I think Lando got this in the bag. I'm not going to lie, but it's cold, so it may be another McLaren Merc battle. Yeah, because you know what? What's his name? Stella mentioned the weather, and he was sort of saying like, if it's hot, if it's going to be like today, then we're good. But he reckons the temperatures will come down a bit, and then it kind of might suit your Mercedes.
British weather, don't ruin this for me, man.
Don't ruin it for us, man.
Because if it's cold, then Mercedes is beating us up, man.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sophia, what's going on? Says pit crew 7. I love the fastest pit stop of the race, but I'd rather they were all good instead of an excellent one, and sometimes not as good. It's tough, isn't it? It didn't hurt the race. It didn't hurt the race. Wow, the Sonic Trophy rips ass. Alex is not your friend on that one. Reincarnation says, with the rain, Max will come into the mix. Yeah, I guess he will. Mate, even Hamilton, like, you know.
I want Max to stop quiet quitting. You stop quiet quitting.
You want him to
stop? I'm out.
Yeah.
I need him to say I'm out. I'm leaving Red Bull. I don't need to really race like that.
Start quitting. Shout out to you, Rosa. Y'all killed it with the black liveries being worn by our drivers. We didn't talk about that actually. The black livery,
symbolizing other teams' funeral. Hopefully it's 35 degrees on Sunday.
Yeah,
I'm attending the funeral.
It looked good. It looked good on stage. I was like, oh, this is the time. This is the time. Yeah, I can't wait. Apparently McLaren can win the constructors by Monza, Ferrari's backyard. Love that.
Yo, guys, have you seen the constructors gap? This is outrageous. It's outrageous.
It's insane.
This is insane. This is 2023 Red Bull.
2023.
I think we might even get more points.
Oh, what did he hit? 800s were they?
Let me check.
They were high on the
guys. We're gonna check. We're gonna circle it, and this will be our target for the year. Yeah. So the 2023 Red Bull got 860 constructors points.
That's insanity, man.
Which is insane because they got more points than Mercedes and Ferrari combined, and they were second and third. Right. Yeah. So McLaren currently is on 417. So we only need 400 odd points. We're nearly there. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Because how many races?
417, man. We're halfway there. We're literally halfway through the season right now, no?
I was gonna say because we were there were less races.
Oh, so we're not really. If we scored the exact same points, 417, we'd miss out. So we need to up the rate, man. We need more 1-2s.
I'll see you saying, look, we better not be at Monza, and says, look, McLaren 1,000 points this year. Could you imagine if you get 1,000? That's ridiculous.
I don't even know what's mathematically possible. But
yeah.
We'll be there.
We will be there. Norm, what's going on? Oh, I'm late. Listen, what are you playing at? What are you doing? Get yourself sorted out, man. Bro, we're less than 100 points away from Mercedes' gap to second in 2016. 900 points is possible. Back to the ratings anyway. So we've done that. What do we think about the strat? Do we think the strategy was good?
No issues. I'm giving them when it's no issues, I'm just going to give it 8.5. It's not like we did a strat that won the race. Snatched the win from somebody else with a strategic decision.
I'm guessing your only critique would be the whole Oscar. Do you want to go out in 1.5?
I don't like giving them the driver's choice. Just told them you're doing this.
You're doing this. You're the strategist. Yeah, I mean, look. Again,
but don't make the guy that's driving 200 miles an hour make a decision.
Yeah.
We said this about Lando's engineer as well. Stop.
I like the fact that there was a lot of praise from other teams and like sort of neutrals and media saying, thank God you let them race. That you let the two guys race.
I was like, what kind of poverty have you guys been living in? You've been living in suffrage.
Alex says the strategy is 9. They did what they needed to do. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think so. And it becomes an easier job when your car is that good and your drivers put the performance in quali. Do you know what I mean?
I've always said the best strategy is to have a fast car.
Exactly.
Everybody's like, "Oh, strategy, strategy." Just have a fast car. Then you don't worry about strategy.
Man. Have a fast car. All right, let's do the drivers quickly. Mr. Oscar Piastri, what are we giving him? P3 in quali, P2 in the race.
I'm giving him an 8.8.
Oh, I like that. I do like that.
I think he did. All he did is not win. He was fantastic.
He was good.
All he did is not win and not put it on front row. But that wasn't even his fault anyway. So he's getting between 8.5 and a 9, no matter what.
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
Ferrari.
That's one of his strong performances of the year.
We got Ferrari saying 9. Oracle saying 8.5 for Piastri. 8.5 says Reincarnation. 9 says Z. Oscar is at 8, says Zach. Out qualified by Leclerc, but that was awesome during the race. Yeah, I mean he didn't get that last go, but yeah, fair enough. The time is the time. Oscar 8.5 says Rosa.
Yeah,
and yeah, Oscar. Yeah, Piastri got screwed by Colapinto, so he gets a 9.
Yeah, things go against him, and he still performed very, very well. So yeah, I'm saying 8.8. I might as well give him a 9. All he did is not win.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
All he did is not win and not put it on board.
I think because he had the lockup as well, I'll go 8.5.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he did. I was watching the battle again, and even when they did the switchback and stuff like that, he locked up.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah.
But I don't think the broadcast camera caught that.
Caught it, yeah.
Went underneath him that he locked up.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw like a rear camera angle.
Yeah.
Or was it? Yeah, yeah. I think it was a rear camera angle. What about Lando Norris?
10.
Reincarnation says 10.
If you get pole and win, you're getting a 10.
Yeah, absolutely. Would it?
You know the rules here, guys.
Yeah, Lando gets a 10.
Piastri got a 10 in Spain. We handed out 10s.
Let's not forget his weekend overall, because as the Oracles put it, led every single session that he participated in.
Didn't need FP1, mate. He was too busy on the pit wall.
Yeah. And yeah, he absolutely smashed it. 11 for Lando, but it made me turn off the TV. That's what he's
livid. Lando here, livid.
Livid indeed. Lando Norris 10 says Z. 10 says it's a 10. Rosa says 10 as well.
Let's not complicate this.
Do me a favor.
Smash Alex Dunn as well. Alex Dunn 10.
Oh yeah, Alex Dunn 10. By the way, sensational what he did in that.
He's already got a 10 and joined the F1
team. Smash a like if you enjoyed Alex Dunn in FP1 as well as Lando's pole and win. What do we think for Silverstone very quickly?
Oh, Silverstone, it depends on the weather.
I'm not as confident as I was obviously with Austria. I don't think we'll be as dominant as we were in Austria. Shout out to Sophia who says, look, 10 for Lando, P1 in every session, race, and it wasn't an easy win either. That's another thing. It was
all his wins have not been easy apart from Monaco.
Correct.
He was fighting for his life in Australia.
Correct, yeah. Done to Cadillac. That would be interesting because obviously Bottas got linked heavily now with Alpine, hasn't he? Because I would have thought
experience and then a rookie.
I would have thought they just go Sergio Perez, Bottas in that Cadillac. Once it's your first year, just be relevant. Get some people that know what they're doing.
Get relevant and get some Sergio Perez money.
Get some Sergio Perez money, exactly. You know, just like nip that in the bud, nip that quickly in the bud. But those drivers have got to want to come.
I was just going to say Silverstone causes a lot of pain for me after last year. That was a very painful pod.
Yeah, Silverstone is just it's there's so much intensity.
My head was in the sky. We were livid that day.
I know people were too busy celebrating that Lewis Hamilton win. I thought, hang on a minute.
I switched on TV. I don't watch that celebrations. I don't even care. Listen, I love Lewis Hamilton. That's my goat, innit? But I was livid that day.
Yeah. No, 1,000%.
Threw away a win twice with 2 different drivers.
I know. That was bad. I will watch that again though, just for memory. Steph says George Russell wins.
Oh, that's pain.
They better not pull last year's strategy blunder, says Rosa. No, we don't want that at all. Z says, I think if it's changeable conditions, Lando's got this. If it's just cool, I'm nervous about George and Max.
If it's hot, I think Oscar wins.
If it's hot, Oscar wins.
If it's boiling hot. I think Oscar wins. If it's wet and then the track is dry and then it's not raining again for the race, then Lando's winning. If it's just cold and wet, then maybe Max wins. There's bare different scenarios.
Yeah. Sophia says, I think rain during quali might shake things up. Yep, absolutely. Even if it doesn't rain on Sunday, it will be cold, so Mercedes may shine in those conditions.
Last raining qualifying was Brazil. Lando slapped it on board.
He did. The Oracle says, I think Lando will win. Can Hamilton do his yearly clock in lock-in in Silverstone? It would be hilarious. I had a feeling, if I'm honest, I had a feeling that Hamilton might win.
That would be insane. That would be insane. Do you know what? If Hamilton wins, I'm standing up. I'm clapping. Big man thing, because this level of voodoo we can't replace.
You can't ignore.
You can't even ignore it. If you're a McLaren fan out there, or you're a Lando Oscar fan, if Hamilton wins, you just got to clap. Respect, man. Respect the OG, man.
We can't have other teams stealing our wins. I know.
But if it's Hamilton and he does a madness, I'm clapping. I don't care.
Guys, like the NHS. Do you remember the NHS during the pandemic? We were given a round of applause, mate.
Bro, I'll be like, because it's the definition of houseway. How? That car sucks.
Yeah.
Every year, he locks in Silverstone.
Listen, 8 p.m. outside my front door, I will be there.
I wouldn't even be that mad about Oscar Lando not winning. I'm like, because what you see when you say when God provides miracles,
you
just accept.
Just accept. Reincarnation says Pacers level of voodoo. That's in the Pacers.
Crazy voodoo if he wins again.
Rosa says if the weather is terrible, quali will be decided by the drivers standing in the championship. Oh,
we're eating this.
Yo. Nah, but
hey, listen, don't say the weather's that terrible because I'm going to be in it.
You're going to be there in the thick of it, mate. Surely it's not raining that bad. Surely it's not raining that bad out there. I doubt
I'll go back to my car. I'll drive home. I ain't sitting in the rain like that.
Hamilton win. I run down to McDonald's. Yeah, I mean, there's rain. There's no doubt there's rain, but yeah, how heavy it will be is the question. Get that poncho, mate. Get that poncho ready, man. Make sure you get that poncho ready.
I've got a poncho and I've got sunglasses. You decide which one I'm going to use.
Just bring them both in the car.
So it says, I'm looking right now, Northampton. I've been to Northampton many a time. Yeah. Saturday raining, Sunday raining, Monday raining.
Nice.
So Friday's cloudy, Tuesday's sunny. All the days around it are sunny and hot, whatever. The thing is,
so that's mudsliding.
The thing is about Saturday and Sunday, it's not really cold, guys. It will rain, but it will dry.
That's a good point. Yeah, it will dry. It will dry.
We're talking like it's more than 20 degrees. That rain is good. It's not going to just be sitting there. It rained the other day and it's dried up within 1 hour.
Dried. Oh, even this morning, like it rained this morning proper. Yeah, today it was baking. How many crashes are we expecting if there is rain?
Oh,
who's out? Colapinto.
I said Colapinto immediately.
Antonelli.
I said first on the list. Colapinto. You're sick, we are.
Antonelli. I think Sainz will get caught in a jam.
Sainz, when it's raining, Sainz is about, man. Listen, we've seen Sainz at McLaren, man.
We've seen him.
Even last year in Brazil, man, Clark in the wall several occasions.
What did you think of Sainz's car just roasting again? I just remember in Austria in that Ferrari.
I said bad career choices, man. Should have gone Sauber, man. Sauber's getting double point finishes, and you're getting cooked in the Williams.
Sauber's getting double points finishes. That's insanity, mate. It's insanity.
He's entered a bad contract, a bad credit agreement.
But I do think Williams will get it together, though. I do think they will.
Bro, if I'm looking, I'm an F1 aficionado. Am I picking Vowles or am I picking Bonotto and Wheatley? I'm picking Bonotto and Wheatley. What we doing here? Vowles, you know, Mr. Letters. Come on, let's be serious.
Oh my god!
If you're a real F1 aficionado, this is a no-brainer, regardless of where they are.
Oh, that's jokes.
Do you know who Wheatley is? Wheatley tried to pull Zach Brown.
Yeah.
During the races. Yeah, can you not tell Lando to lap Bortoletto?
Like, who does he think he is?
So we can have an extra lap to overtake Alonso. Do you see the people that's in charge of Sauber? These are serious individuals, man.
The serious
guys. They've got the third fastest pit crew immediately after being the slowest pit crew. Sainz made the wrong decision, man.
You know, DNS and a DNF for Williams. No hesitation. Colapinto, that is rude. That is not on, my friend. Listen, I like I like last year's Colapinto. What's going on with this year's and Alpine in general is another conversation. Albon's car's going to give up on him no matter what. Yeah,
he said what? Engine critical. I'm not paying attention to the engine stuff because I don't know what them man are doing over there. We might have the same engine, but I don't know what them man are doing.
He's got like 3 DNFs in a row, surely.
Yeah.
Albon, that's crazy work. Yeah, Williams are sliding, man. Lando has stolen people's home race wins, so I'm betting on Oscar in Silverstone. Karma may strike. Touch wood. Antonelli
was quick in Silverstone, man. He's very, very quick in high speed.
He is. Antonelli won't bin. He will win the F2 sprint race, but he won the F2 sprint race by 8 seconds. He did cook last year. Genuinely, all that technical directive did was make Williams bad and Sauber good. It is
Williams tried to come through. Williams tried to come through and say, "Yeah, we don't need to bring upgrades to this car. We're fully 26.
We're done."
Whole time they had the illegal whip. That TD nuked.
It just got nuked straight away. RC says, "I truly wonder if Max goes to Mercedes if he's carrying GP with him. I'll be interested to see." And we've got to get rid of Will Joseph. He yaps too much. It's a partnership that I'm so used to. You know, insane how Merck's engines.
Gonna stick over now.
How insane how Merck's engines has failed for Williams and Merck, but not McLaren, because we know what we're doing.
We house our own engines. That's it. We house our own engines. That's what you need to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw his head in his hands on the picture. Bro, I was laughing.
So it is, yeah. He had his head in his hands at science, so he knew something's coming for Albon.
Albon, something's happening.
Albon. Oh my god. Bro, Saba must have been so scared to let any wing flex happen at all. How does one TD make them this much better?
Man, Bonotto effects, man. Guess what? Bonotto is gonna make your car good. Guaranteed.
Have you seen Bonotto's title? I don't know if you saw this on the.
He's a technical director, isn't he?
Of what though?
I don't know.
Bro, they said technical advisor. This was on the graphics on TV. Technical advisor of Audi. I was there
him and Wheatley have got Audi contracts. They ain't got Sauber contracts. Them man said Audi F1.
Formula One is great.
He is the CEO, COO, and the CTO. I don't even know what them letters mean. Chief Technical Officer. I don't know what the COO is.
I think it's just Chief Operations Officer.
Yeah, they gave them big boy titles.
They're giving them big boy titles. Bonotto looked at the car funny and said, and it became.
Why do you think, guys? You think I'm joking? I wanted Bonotto at McLaren, man. I said, put this guy in the lab. He's in the lab with more Marshall in there, man. Something's gonna happen. Madness is gonna happen.
Formula One.
Sauber took advantage.
Formula One is jokes, man. Guys, it's been a sensational episode as per usual. Smash a like on the video, please, and make sure you tell a McLaren fan to tell another. Make sure you're there tomorrow at the McLaren Live. If you're able to get down there, McLaren Racing Live, make sure you get down there. And by the way, Zach Brown made a point that we're called McLaren Racing. He made that clear.
Yeah, McLaren Racing.
Yeah, because they were asking him,
Indy.
Yeah. Everything. Because they were asking him, how comes that, you come back into Le Mans? He goes, well, we're called McLaren Racing. I don't know if you noticed that we're called McLaren Racing. So I was like, raw, okay, let's make that clear. But if you're in London tomorrow, if you can get to London to Trafalgar Square, get there from about 2:33ish, whatever. We're gonna be there. We're gonna watch the big dog, Mika Hakkinen, talk McLaren business. Because remember, pay attention, guys, when he speaks. Do you remember the last 2 years he was talking and he will just drop a line. And all of a sudden, it comes into fruition. So whatever he says, we have to pay attention to. But we will be there with camera and everything, right? To interview, to do some Q&As and whatever else, right? Let's get down there and make sure we show the support. Smash a like on the video, people. And let's see if we could take the 1-2 to the British Grand Prix. Mahad, make sure you have a good time out there, man.
Yeah, we'll do. And obviously, I'll be posting and tweeting live from the track.
You got to love it all, guys. Until next week, we are out, people. Peace.